Welcome to Free Spirit Tarot. So this is just going to be a quick video of me explaining my Patreon, which is coming very soon. I'm working on the graphics part of it. You know, I like to make sure things look really nice for people. So in my Patreon, I'm featuring a few things. So in the daily spreads or the weekly spreads and also the monthly spreads, I do a specific spread that is by the day. Each day representing a planet, whether it's the moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, the sun, and it's 7 cards. So I'm doing something called planetary card spread. And so basically there will be a card that you can reveal for each planet throughout the week. And for each tier that you get into, you get a couple free cards to reveal. They're going to cost money to reveal the cards, but they'll be very cheap. But it's not about the money. Well, sort of. It's really about helping you understand the week better. Helping you understand the planet that affects that day. So that way when you jump into that day, you already understand and know what's going to happen. So I wanted to give people general understanding of what planet affects that day and how it affects the day, and also to have a tarot card there to help you illuminate some things that can happen on that specific day. So that way you will be prepared for things and also have an advantage throughout that day, whether it's moon day to ground yourself and your personal needs for the future, for the week, or it's Saturn day where you need to restrict something. You know what I'm saying? So that way you have a better opportunity to jump into what you restricted, after Saturn day, or the week after that. So there will be something called a planetary card spread. Everybody will have access to it. Hold on first. Also, for each tier you receive free readings. The higher tier you have, the more readings you get, and also the more access to how that reading is presented to you. So if you're a person who is on, you don't really need my whole full view, then if you have the lowest tier, I would just do card, the card view where you only see the cards. If you prefer a more advanced view where you see my face and the cards, then a higher tier will be available for things like that. Also, all people will be able to buy readings. If you have a tier, if you purchase a tier, then those readings can be cheaper based upon certain things that those tiers provide. For an example, each tier has abilities. I've given each tier abilities. Some tiers have the same abilities but upgraded. So basically, the second and the third tier has the first and the second tier's abilities. So things like that. And abilities consist of things as for an example, right? So if a person didn't subscribe to my Patreon, right, then they can't use this ability, which I'm about to say. So the ability would be if you share 5 of my videos, then you get a certain percentage off of a reading that you want. You know what I mean? Now, if a person didn't subscribe, they can share all the videos in the world, but they won't get that percentage. And so there's much more abilities that I've added to each tier. Also, each certain tiers, there's going to be tiers for specific people. I haven't quite got to all that. I've only created 3 tiers, but there's going to be tiers for couples. There's going to be tiers for people who are cross-watcher tiers. There's going to be tiers for people who like pick-a cards or etc. So I'm still working on that, but I just wanted you to know that the Patreon is coming soon. It's going to be very helpful. You're going to want to be there. You're going to want to get active in that Patreon. It's going to be very beneficial. I'm doing a lot of work to get that together. I'm trying to... The biggest thing for me is maybe a partner to work with. But I'm doing this all by myself right now, which is fine because I like tackling it all, but I know I can't do everything myself, even though I like to think so. You probably can, but I'm going to be partnering up with somebody and kind of getting this down. Also, each tier has a weekly a weekly questionnaire newspaper. So it's almost like every month a newspaper is thrown at your door right? But how I do it is like online. So it's like you get this newspaper with all these questions on it, right? And any of those questions on the newspaper, you can have answered for free. So the higher tier you have, the more questions you have access to. And they refresh every month. Well, I think it's weekly, so every week they refresh. But it might be monthly, so it's monthly, yeah. Every month those questions refresh. So, you know, specific tiers have a specific newsletter, a newspaper, a questionnaire paper, right? So if you're couples, you get certain questionnaire paper. You know, you get certain questions on your questionnaire paper, and it's a different title on it. So, for example, it could be the couples questionnaire newspaper, right? It'll have that in your tier. Each tier has a different questionnaire newsletter. In the beginning tier, tier 1, it's pretty much called Free Spirit, where you kind of start off. It's called Basic Newsletter, where you get 2 questions that you can get answered for free, right? And they refresh every month. Then you also get a free question that you can answer any question, right? Because that comes with it. You also get an ability as well, and you get access to a couple things. Community, you get a planetary card. So when I do the planetary spread, all the cards, of course, are going to be face down, shuffled with all energy remnants, you know. So I'll channel the energy, I'll shuffle everything, and I'll have the spread down. Everybody will see the spread. So everybody in the Patron will see the 7-card spread. It will also feature oracle cards as well. So there will be other cards in the spread that can be unlocked. You know what I mean? And so you have access to 1 free card. That means you don't have to pay for the first card that you want to reveal. So let's say you want to know about the moon. Or let's say you want to know about Monday, Moon Day. Or let's say you want to know about Mercury, Wednesday, you know? Or let's say you want to get into Sunday, right? Then you have 1 free card to reveal for yourself. And then any other card you would purchase. And since you're at the beginning tier, you still have access to your ability, which is you can share 5 videos, non-extended videos, share 5 videos, and then you get a percentage off of all of the merchandise. All the merchandise that I have, I will also be featuring. I'm trying to get certain tailored, specific things to what I have. So I'm working on that. But for right now, I'm partnering with a wholesale company to get these nice gifts that I think everybody would like. They're jewels, they're crystals. But I want to make sure I get real crystals. I don't want to get fake jewelry or crystals. I want to make sure I get real, authentic crystals. I'm not a person who wants to get any type of fake jewelry or anything like that. That's just not how I like to do things. I prefer you to have things that you can connect to authentically, and that way you could raise your vibration as much as possible and be the best version that you can be. And because I'm going to be jumping into this as well. This is not something I just do for you guys, I do it for myself as well. So I will be into the planetary cards and the questionnaires and also doing readings for myself. So this is just a general video for how my Patreon is going to be. I hope you guys find this interesting and looking forward to you guys joining. Until next time, I will see you.